So, hi, good morning everyone. Yeah, welcome to Chooi Wen Science Corner. So, here are the question from me to you guys today. So, have you ever noticed the water bodies, whether the color is it in water blue or is it in bluish green color? So, have you? Have you? So, if they are in bluish green color, do you ever know why? So, this bluish green color is actually caused by this small tiny little creature known as cyanobacteria. Yep, it's cyanobacteria. This cyanobacteria is not a bacteria, but they are the blue-green algae. So, same as the algae, they do carry out photosynthesis and provide the oxygen to the aquatic organisms. Besides, they have a very high adaptations towards the changes in environment. It's like when you put them from high nutrient level to a low nutrient level, they can even survive in this crucial environment because they have the function of nitrogen fixation, which means they can fix the nitrogen surrounding into themselves and provide the nutrients to themselves. Therefore, the scientists believe that they have already exist millions of years ago. However, if there's too much of this cyanobacteria, it will cause a scenario known as cyanobacteria bloom. This cyanobacteria bloom may cause oxygen depletion in the aquatic organisms, which means they will die due to lack of the oxygen. So now, here's the interesting facts for us, the USM student. We like to jog around the lakes in USM, and while we're jogging, we suddenly smell the unpleasant odors around the lakes. This is what the consequence of this cyanobacteria as well. But what even worse is this cyanobacteria may release the toxin into the aquatic environment. This toxin that accumulated in the aquatic organism may gradually kill them. However, not every type of this cyanobacteria may release this toxin, as this toxin is a gene-producing toxin, which means, for the more simple, it's like not every pregnant woman may born a female baby, but the female baby with X and Y chromosome in their genes will be the female baby. So, here's how the cyanobacteria release the toxin. Nowadays, the public should be aware that there is the existence of these tiny little creatures known as cyanobacteria, and do not let the child or yourself get in touch to the water bodies that is bluish green color, as it may harm us. Yep, that's all for me today. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. Can you tell me, so your final point about not letting children come into contact with this water, how might it harm you? Would you have to ingest it? Is it by contact?
Yeah, if you get in touch when you play around in those water bodies there, you might, like for the child, they might accidentally consume the water which containing this cyanobacteria. As what I mentioned just now, they will kill you gradually, which is through the accumulations of the toxin inside through the ingestion of yourself. Yep. Do I answer your? Yeah.
Just a question. I think you've heard of this. They call it the red tide, algae bloom, right? Yeah. Okay. Is this the same as what you're talking about?
The red tide is actually caused by the red type algae, but for me, it's cyanobacteria. That's the difference between cyanobacteria and algae. Algae is a good thing to the environment, the aquatic environment. They provide the oxygen and nutrients. But these cyanobacteria, although they provide oxygen to the aquatic environment, but they will release this toxin, which is different with the algae. Yeah.
Why do you think the public is not really aware of this? You know, what can we do better in the sense that linking the phenomenon and the science of it? And then the next question is, finally we can make the authorities do something about it. Don't you think that's the way to go?
Yeah. So just like what the judges asked me, most of the publics like maybe confusing the algae with the cyanobacteria. They thought that every of the green things is just the algae, but actually they might contain the cyanobacteria there. So for this, like me, I'm joining the Water Watch Penang to like educate the child about the awareness in this type of the creatures that lives in the aquatic environment. And for me personal, right, in Malaysia, there's no legislation in the cyanobacteria control yet. And I hope that authorities may come out the legislation how to limit the cyanobacteria concentration in the water bodies. Actually, this has been implemented in Singapore and UK as well.
Can you package a message in 10 seconds for someone who's 10 years old to understand what exactly you're presenting? Can you do it for a 10-year-old? How would you package the story differently to a 10-year-old? Let's say in 10 seconds from now. How would you say it to them? Yes.
All right. Hi, Charles. So, are you interested in the river water activity? Come and join us. Yeah, actually, these rivers, right? There's small tiny little creatures. Do you see? There's a green things. Actually, there's the cyanobacteria, which may also, if you touch it and eat it, it might kill you. You know? Okay. Yeah. There's some examples.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if there's no more questions and feedback from the judges, thank you, Miss. Ladies and gentlemen.